Hey guys, John the Really here. You know, I was literally just sitting here playing my video games, and literally a thought just hit me. A thought that honestly I needed to address to the camera because here's the thing. For those of you that don't know, I just recently created a program known as the Seafair Mentorship Program. It is a mentorship program on social media that is completely free where I helped the students of Seafair, which was once my program, into succeeding. Like I mentor them, I help them know how to become better students. I help them with the tournaments. I even run a therapy, fitness, and finance program as well. But just recently, I got information from one of my students who's pretty soon going to become a teacher. He informed me that the teachers of Seafair apparently heard about me running the mentorship program and they do not approve of it. They even said that I needed to ask permission to run this program. First things first, I don't need to ask because I'm a graduate, I'm not a part of the actual school anymore. I'm only doing this, number one, is the kindness of my heart. Number two, because Seafair has been my passion for a while. Um, Free. There's more importantly no charges filed. This isn't illegal. It is all on social media. There are no paid websites. This isn't even going to be a paid program. It is completely free for anyone in Seafair and across all Seafair programs because we own a total of 31 Seafair programs around that. Or 27, I don't remember. It is completely free. No one needs to pay. No one needs to register anything. All they gotta do is reach out to me and to my associates, and we would interview them. And you're as simple as that, and you get right in immediately. Now, the reason why I'm even making this video is because I don't know if they watch the videos, but if the teachers do watch the videos, like, I want them to know, and I'm showing this to you guys as well to show you guys that, I'm not some kind of wuss that I'm gonna just back out and just let them do this. I'm gonna say this straight up. I'm not gonna stop running the program. If they have such a problem with me doing it, get the law involved. Get the law involved because even the law is not gonna do anything about it. There are no charges. Like, it's not illegal unless if it's number one paid under their name. If I'm using it as a registration of making money, then of course it's illegal, but it's free. It's 100% free. They could even ask my past students because I've had free students before in the last 2 years. So it's like you could ask them. I did not charge them. I did not, tell them, hey, okay, you're going to be with me in this program and I'm going to ask for you to pay me this every month or just pay me this amount and I will do it. No, it was 100% free and it still is 100% free. Like, on top of that, there are no websites used to do this. This is all on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever they have, I find a way to reach out to the students through media and we link together and we officially start the program. Like I become the teacher, they become the student, and all of my associates, they help the students as well. And before you know it, we're running a mentorship program autonomously without a professionally built website. You see, I came prepared for this. You see, in the beginning, I started off the first 2 years running the program to see how will it pay off. And from those last 2 years, when I had my free students, they were successful. They became successful in a tournament called Olympiads, which is part of the mentorship program. I mentored them through the Olympiads, and the first time when I interviewed them, when they went to Olympiad, they got second place. Now, might I tell you, our Seafair program back in the day used to get 7th to 8th place. We would never even go above that. So basically, they got second place. And then last year, they got third place. And that was because I was helping them. And the reason why I know my helping was what really helped them is because of this year. This year there was Olympiads, and I did not help them. I didn't help them, and they ended up getting sixth place. So that's when I realized that my mentorship program really did work out. It paid off. It really did help the students within the first 2 years. And this year, I basically took the sacrifice of not helping them at all to see what would happen, and they got sixth place like that. They got below third place like that. They lost basically. So because my teachings work, that's why I decided to do this. But the teachers apparently think I don't have any authority to do it, which I don't need authority. That's the thing. I only need authority if it's going to be a paid registered website, but it's neither of them. It's free, without websites, just social media, or even phone numbers. Like, there's always a way I'm going to be able to help the students, and it doesn't need to be with a website. That's the thing. But the teachers, and might I tell you, this isn't the first time they've done something like this before. They have done stupid stuff in the past as well that they believe are right. Um, but I'm telling them, I'm not giving up that easily. I used to remember back then, my teachers would like try to bicker with me, talk to me into like being manipulated into doing this, or this, or this, and that, and that, and that, and that. And then in the end, it's like I was thinking, okay, yeah, I became successful, but there were some times where I failed, and I didn't even want to do it to begin with. They wouldn't keep, bickering in my ear to doing it. But this time, that's not going to happen. Like, do they think I'm stupid? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here? Like, I know how the law works. I do apologize that I'm venting to you guys right now. It's just, it kind of frustrates me that they think they have that much authority where they can still run my life. They're not my teachers anymore. I could even cuss them out if I wanted to, and they can't do anything about it. Like, yeah, okay, they'll get mad at me, but they can't tell me to watch my mouth, Like, they are no longer my teachers. They're at this point strangers. They are strangers at this point. Because I even tried to connect with them. I said, hey, maybe one day me and the teachers, we could go out for a coffee or something like that. I knew a one teacher who loves coffee, and I offered one day take him out for a coffee. And they think it was inappropriate, which is kind of dumb. I wish that all teachers around the world would understand. Once your students graduate, they're basically considered adults. They're adults now. They're like you. They may be more younger than you, of course, but like they're still adults. So it's like, think of it like this. What if a 50-year-old was hanging out with a 30-year-old? Would that make it any different? No, they're both still registered adults, so they could just spend time together and hang out if they wanted to. I hang out all the time at my workplace with a guy who's 60 years old. I'm 23, and you don't see any of us saying watch your mouth or any of that crap. No. And I know what they're going to say. I know what the excuses are. They're going to say, we're your elders, we're your teacher. No, no. You are a stranger now. You are a regular adult who helped me throughout my Seafair career, but now you're not anything to me anymore. They don't have any legal authority to stop me from doing this. They don't. And I have legal rights to do this, to run this program. But there is one teacher, I'm not going to say her name. She's one of the biggest like pieces of shits that I think I know so far of Seafair. She's the one who's mostly against this, and it's normal. She wants to go with her own ego, and I understand that. But in case she watches this, I'm not gonna stop. She could come to my house or do whatever she wants. I don't care. I will not shut this down. If the students want this, I'm gonna do it for them. They want it, and it's true. People want it. The students of Seafair want me to do this, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for them. I'm not gonna do it for the teachers. I don't care. At the time I offered to help the teachers, I told them, hey, I'm going to help your students out, and now they're against it. And that goes for one of my associates. My associates told them, and that's when they delivered the message to me saying I did not ask permission. I don't have any authority apparently to do this, which neither of them was the case. I did not need to ask permission to run a program outside of Seafair. This may be part of Seafair, but it isn't number one registry on the internet. It isn't number two paid. It's all free through social media. Like, I find it a little disgusting the way how teachers can run. Because here's the problem with teachers nowadays. Teachers, because they've had high years of education, they believe the manipulative communicational tactics that they think. Like, I know this one teacher. Listen to this. I need to tell you guys this real quick. I know this one teacher who told a student who had a juice pouch in his hand. He wasn't even done, by the way, with the juice pouch. He was still drinking it. He told him to throw it away. And the student even was saying, I can't, I'm going to be late. Because how it works in our program is if you are not sitting on your desk, by the time the bell rings, you are considered late. Which I think is a BS thing. That's just an excuse to find a way to get the students to just sit down. Because sometimes we had a hard time listening to them when we needed to sit down. Which should not have been a big deal. It did not waste that much time. It wasted like a minute of time. Oh wow, whoopee-doo, a minute of time when you have an hour and a half, or even 2 hours of time to do the work you need to do. I run the students for 30 minutes to an hour per session, and I could get everything done in a split second, and we have different communications about life and about anything else, genetics or anything like that. And I'm a 23-year-old like guy, and they're like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or even their 60s. So it's like, how is it that I can do it much more better than them? Is it because I'm young? No. It's because I learned communication skills, something they lack. Now, anyways, back to the story. The student was forced to get off his seat and throw the juice pouch away. He gets up to go throw his juice pouch away. The bell rings, and the teacher says, "You're late." Even I thought, what the hell? Like, you told him to get up to throw his juice pouch away. And I know what the teacher would say if he saw this. Well, why did he have the juice pouch in his hand to begin with? Why did he feel the need to? Because it wasn't finished, dude. You don't throw away and waste juice. That's the thing. He didn't want to waste the juice. I think I'm one of those people that doesn't like to waste beverages or food, and that was what the teacher wanted him to do. He basically just wanted him to throw it earlier instead of finishing it, which is why he considered him late, because he was like saying, "Well, why did you have the juice pouch here to begin with?" He didn't finish it. Why didn't he finish outside? Dude, you never know what the students are going through. That is something the teachers need to understand. You don't know because you're not out there monitoring the students. The students could have gone. He could have been going for anything. He could have been to the bathroom. Maybe his friends were like interrupting him, bothering him. A teacher could have been bothering him, interrupting him. Like, things could have happened. Like, life is not perfect. But with that being said, the student was so upset. Like, he bitched and bitched and bitched. Like, he was pissed. And I understand, if it were me, I'll be honest. If I were in that situation, let's say the teacher told me, he says, "You're late." You know what I would have said? Fine with me. Really, I wouldn't have been fine. By the end of the day, I would have gotten people involved, and there would have been a lot of conversations. Because trust me, I'm not one of those guys that just sits down and lets them do what they believe is right. I'm of course gonna get back and fight like I am now. Like right now, the teachers want me to stop the mentorship program. I'm getting up and fighting. I'm not gonna sit down. I'm gonna fight. No matter how hard they try, I'm gonna fight. Because I got people defending me. I got a lot of students defending me. I got associates defending me, and I got friends defending me. If they really want to go against me, they could try. But whether they like it or not, I'm still gonna run this mentorship program because it's what the students want. They want me to run the program. They say it helps them a lot, which is why I'm going to do it for them. They want it, and I want it too. I want to help the students. Now, enough of the distractions. I'm just going to get back to the story. The student starts to bitch at the teacher. And then the teacher says, "Get out." Like, get out, like, go to the office. Like, you're done. And he was just trying to explain, that the teacher was the one that made him get up to throw his juice pouch away. He couldn't do it. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be late. But the teacher forced him. And then after that, flipped the switch and said, "You're late." Like, dude, Oh my god. What I really hated though was the end of the argument. The student leaves and the teacher looks at us saying, whether you like it or not, we are your elders. You will not win. So to teachers, apparently an argument against us is a competition. No, it is a conversation that you're having with the students. It is not some competition. Like with me, let's be honest, I would have won the argument that day. I would have. Like, let me quickly explain properly what I would have done if it were me. You see, let's say I was trying to drink my juice pouch. Let's say people were bothering me. They wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't get the chance to drink it, so I had no choice now because I have less than a minute left. I go in, sit down now because I literally have less than a minute left. Um, so it would have been like this: throw your juice pouch away, but I can't. Like, I have less than a minute left, and if I get off my seat, I'm gonna be considered late. No, just throw it away. I get up, throw it away. Beep. You're late. I'm late because you told me to get up and throw it away. Well, why did you feel the need to have to bring your juice pouch in class? Well, why would the students outside feel the need to have to distract me? You don't know what's happening out there. There were people distracting me and bothering me. I didn't even have a simple minute to put the juice in my mouth. If you continue this way, you're going to be going to the office. I mean, I don't mind going to the office because let's be honest, at the end of the day, all this is just a dumb conversation that we're having amongst the two of us. John, get out. Like, where? Go to the office. Fine. I walk away and I would let everything happen. I let them bitch at me, I let them complain, and by the end of the day, I would go home and let everyone know. I let the people know, I let my mother know, I let my friends know. That way we can all come together to go against it. And by the next day, everybody would be talking to the teachers, and by then the switch would flip. It would flip. The, the switch would be flipped, and by the end of the day the teachers would realize, okay, you know what, maybe we did screw up, because it's not the first time I've done that. There was a time where a teacher bitched at me because I didn't remember my password to my computer. My computer? No, my iPad. And they told me to write it down. But what they didn't understand was that back then I suffered through a lot of difficulty to think because of my anxiety. I had massive anxiety back then, but they did not understand, nor did they care, no matter how much I explained it to them. So the teacher bitched at me that day, and I got people involved. I went to one of the other teachers, and their mind switched like that. After that, he never complained to me ever again. He didn't complain to me. He didn't get ever mad at me. He wanted to though. He wanted to, and I know he did because I saw it in his eyes. There were times where he wanted to, but he knew he couldn't. You see, I'm gonna say this to the teachers: whether they like it or not, they cannot win. Like, I'm gonna deliver this now to them. Whether you guys like it or not, you will not win the argument through this. You may want the mentorship program to stop so that you guys could keep stepping in to do your jobs, which you guys can continue to do with this. I do the mentorship program after school ends. I don't do it in the middle of school. I have a 9 to 5, for crying out loud, to work at. I have a 9 to 5. I have a marketplace to run. I have YouTube videos to edit. So I don't have time to like go throughout the whole day to mentor the students while school begins. Like I do this after school, later in the afternoon when they're available, or I even do it on the weekends when I can. So it's like, whether you like it or not, you teachers will not win this argument. You could get the law involved, but it's like I said, the law will not do anything against this because it is not registered. It is completely free help, completely free advice. So you cannot win. That's it to it. I'm not going to stop. And if you don't like it, well, that sucks for you. I don't know what else to tell you. It's like sometimes the teachers could be negative, especially with that one teacher I literally just talked about. He was negative because he forced the student to be late. And he made up multiple excuses of him being late. I'm like, dude, just shut the hell up, man. You know, you're not making yourself look any better. And that's why later on, after that day, we were watching freaking, because it was close to the end of the school year, we were watching Family Feud as a distraction, and everybody started laughing and joking and not even remembering the situation. I remembered completely. If I didn't, then I wouldn't be talking about it right now. They always find an excuse. You know, that's why I consider teachers narcissists, because their ego is so big that they do not think. So with that being said, it's like I will not stop. I will not stop because the students want me to stop. That's my message. I'm done. I'm out, guys. Bye. Bye. I can't even get up because my back really, really fucking hurts.